Yo, what's going on, dudes? It's me, Aaron with Evolution Daily. I'm here with my roommate, Ryan, right here. This dude, you've been in some vids. You've been in some vids a long time ago, though.
At least 3 or 4.
Like, I specifically remember that Miami vlog that I did where, like, you guys were all lifting me up at the meetup.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you were in that. We're going to splice that in right
I
here,
did love
actually.
that.
Yeah. So, I wanted to bring you on here and talk about this because, one, you just got home. You brought some fucking food that smells awful.
Nachos.
All right, he's got some nachos here. But something we've been really focused on lately has been social circle game. And this is something that I have not really ever talked about much on the channel because I just haven't done a lot of it. I've pretty much just kind of gotten my life to the point over the last fucking 4 years where my only dude friends are like other pickup guys.
Yeah.
Like everyone in our house, we all met through like pickup forums and shit. And then I just got chicks that I hang out with. So, but we've put a lot more effort recently into social circle game and it's been powerful already.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
how did the idea come about for us to really start doing it? And like, what was the beginning of this like?
So the beginning was when you started watching Scooter Braun
Yep.
and how he made Justin Bieber famous. He was like his agent. And then he talked about how he was a promoter and he would get these clubs lit for these bars, basically. He would bring in people. So basically he was like, hey, you know, I can bring in 400 people. I want to cut of the sales.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we were thinking that, right? Like, start building a social circle and making connections and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was Scooter Braun on Gary Vaynerchuk's channel, and he told all those stories about like how he found Bieber and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But what we were mostly motivated by was him talking about his early days as a club promoter.
Yeah.
And how he got all those connections throughout the city. So then you and I actually went up to what's debatably probably now the most popular club in Columbus.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's up there. So we went up there and we first started trying to talk to them about hosting a night. But the problem is that club was a little too busy. It was just like, it's already kind of popping.
Yeah, it's like what we had to bring to the table wasn't quite up to par with what they wanted. Plus, we're
Yeah.
just starting too. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about what we have been doing and how that's all kind of come about.
Yeah, so basically we started with a smaller type of bar where, like, you know, their business isn't doing the best on the weekdays. So we thought, okay, if we can come to this bar, and we started like a meetup group basically, and if we can get 50 people on a Wednesday night, then they'll be like, oh yeah, this is pretty good, you know. So as of now, we've had like, this is our third
Event.
third event.
Third event. Yeah.
And we've had like 20 people show up.
Yeah,
Something
the
like that.
first one, the ugly sweater one, was really good. The last one, I was actually in Melbourne, but you guys went ahead and did it anyway, and it was like a little less, but still good.
It's still good, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the key things that I want to mention right out of the gate is if you guys decide to start doing this, first off, I want to mention why the venue we picked is so good, and then I want to kind of talk about the mindset behind what we're really doing right now. Because it sounds like it just, oh yeah, it makes sense. Like, duh, you want to have friends or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's more nefarious than that, actually. So basically, the venue is very powerful because, one, like you said, it's not that busy. And so when you went and started talking to them, they were on board right away.
Yeah, the manager was like, I want to do this. This sounds great. He was just like pumped about it.
Yeah,
I think their business is hurting right now. So
yeah, we got resistance right away from the big club. So it's small in regards to revenue, but also it's small in regards to actual physical size.
Yeah, that's
which is good because, so as he mentioned at our first event, there was, 20, 25 people or something like that. And then you had about 5 people that were there just on their own.
Right.
So, and the great thing about it is because it was such a small venue, that made it lit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was enough. Whereas if we would have had that same turnout even at that big club, it would have kind of been, especially if people spread out in any way, it would have felt empty as shit.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really powerful, first of all, is like choosing a smaller location to do this at. And then on top of that, really our mindset behind all of it is because we all still do cold approach.
Right.
Like, we also go out all the time, picking up chicks and shit. However, getting a girl to come to an event like this where she could bring her friends, it's not as much social pressure. I always tell guys, a big part of why women flake on dates, it's not because you're ugly, it's not because your game was off, it's because they all have social anxiety.
Yeah.
Dude, they live on Instagram, they live on Netflix, they don't know how to talk to a person face to face
People aren't
anymore.
used to going out anymore.
So they're nervous to come sit down with you one-on-one and have potentially a bunch of awkward silences and not vibe.
Yeah, because we were talking about that, where it's a less pressurized situation, and it's like, well, there's already people there, and I don't have to like be one-on-one.
Yeah, I can bring Jessica. You know, you watching this video right now, you have someone that like you're comfortable with. It's like I remember even that one chick's birthday party at Condado. I got you and Trey to come with me the one time up at. Yeah. It was a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
It was a while ago, but I just remember that where it's like, oh, I'm not going to know anybody, but like, oh, I can bring a couple homies and now I'm going to be comfortable no matter what.
Yeah.
So girls are more likely to come through in that way. And then on top of that, they're able to see that, oh, he's like a cool guy. Go ahead.
Well, no, you're just saying, because I was thinking to get the events more lit, I mean, the girl's going to want to bring more friends anyway, so it's just going to make it more popping. But also what I was going to say is like being the man of the party. That was the whole point of this, right? Is to make us be like the center of attention. And like if you're coming up and you're like talking to people, you're shaking people's hands, and the girls see that and they're like, "Oh, he's the popular guy," or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But
we were having the parties at the house a while ago because we kind of started to do this a little bit, but we weren't as dedicated. So we had big house parties, and fucking like the first one, I had like my first threesome. This is like a couple years back, and then the next one I hooked up with like 2 chicks separately throughout the night. Like it was fucking wild. But I remember I had heard something somewhere, maybe from fucking Luke or from some person out there. I had heard something about something powerful that you can do is be the social connector.
Right.
And I remember as we're getting ready for the parties, I was like, all right, I want to be the social connector. And I did it so well. I just made sure like, oh, hey, Brianna, this is Jessica and Courtney. Come here. Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, do you guys go to OSU too? Whatever. And they don't have a little conversation. They don't sit there like, oh, how did you meet Aaron? It was through cold approach. He cold approached me also. They don't, because someone's going to be watching this and be like, what if they figure it all out?
They won't.
They don't. They don't figure that all out. So talk a little bit about how you think that we're going to take it to the next level from here. Because we're just starting off with all of this, and it's already yielded. I mean, the girl you brought home,
got like 2 results from it.
Yeah.
Well, there's one girl I could have brought home, but I didn't want to because I want her to keep coming to the events, and then she wants to kind of like do events with me. So I was like, this isn't a good idea.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, well, the plan is now is to get the event at the bar we're doing it now as big as we can, and then once it gets bigger, this company owns several other bars. And they have bars that are bigger, that have like music stages and stuff like that. And then we want to throw events there and just keep growing from there. Yeah. And also too, also too, you said that the last time that you had just popped into that bar, that the manager of the bar offered you a job. It was like, we love what you're doing, all of that. Yeah,
like, I don't know if you're going to take that job or not, but because you already are pretty cool with.
Got back to me.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. Either way, like
the thought is what counts.
Yeah, the thought is what counts, I guess. But you're getting in with that company, which then now allows us to possibly move this over to that bigger one that's over near Park Street, that bigger club. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit, put it out there because it's something that like we're doing, and it's just I can see the power in it so much right now.
Yeah. Even as like a small thing, like I've been noticing some like, what do you call it? Changes or benefits, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And then also too, here's another thing, is funneling these girls in from cold approach. So going out, meeting them, and then rather than, hey, let's go on this one-on-one date, bringing them through to the parties and all that, I'm noticing the girls from the parties that I've hit up afterwards have been way more receptive.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's almost created this illusion in their, well, it's somewhat of an illusion / really just the truth now that you guys are in the same friend circle.
Yeah.
And as a lot of you guys know, women are so much more likely to sleep with dudes within their friend circle than they are just straight up from a cold approach. That's the nature of cold approach. Yeah. They feel unsafe at times, blah, blah, blah. I talk a lot about how to make girls feel more comfortable, this and that. But even the girls that I've hit up from those parties, oh yeah, I had so much fun, blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, oh, we should hang out soon. And then they're like, yeah, definitely. And then I just fucking go to Melbourne for like a week and Miami for a week and whatever, so I don't hang out with them. But but either way, they're more receptive. I could be.
That's the thing. You don't have time for these girls sometimes. You're too many of them.
Yeah, it's absurd. Our abundance has skyrocketed.
Is that something?
Not just from this, but
is that something you wanted to talk about? Because I was
What?
asking you that the other day, where like, how do you have time for these girls? Because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
running a business and like you got all these girls coming after you. Like,
You end up having to get selective.
yeah,
You end up
yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
end up having
That
to
makes
get
sense.
very selective, and then you kind of become my old mentor, Justin Wayne, dude. Like, I'll shout that guy out to the fucking end of time. I don't care what controversy he had, fucking blah, blah, blah. I've seen that dude game. His game's amazing. Some of the shit he taught me about women in general was amazing. And he would always talk to me about how you want your game to get so good that you have hot girl game. Hot girls have the best game. They are pursued the most, so they're the best at like sending those bullshit dead end texts and not
I
keeping
hate
shit
that
going,
shit.
making you want them more, all of that. And so basically when you end up, yeah, I'm fucking running a business, we're doing these social circle events together, I'm traveling like fucking crazy, I have girls out the fucking wazoo. I now have to have hot girl game in the sense that I'll have some decent, like girls that fucking these guys would pay $1,000 a fuck. And I have these girls like hitting me up, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, I just can't, like straight up. And they're like, wow, I'm a hot girl. I can't believe that this guy is like rejecting me. I can't
Yeah.
believe that he's the one that's actually being like, no, I can't hang, you know?
Right.
And you were having the same thing, and that was how you brought it up to me.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say too is with the security job that kind of goes along with the social circle. Because when the girls like see you as the security guy of the bar, they're like, he's part of the group, kind of thing. That too. So
Yeah. You've been getting approached.
Oh yeah, like
He's security at probably the second best. Dude,
it's one of the top.
your
I would give
bar-
like 3 bars the top in Columbus.
but here's the thing though, is that first one we mentioned is different than yours. I would say yours is the best bar in Columbus, really. Because the
Yeah.
other one is a club.
Yeah, because it's different.
Yeah, like this is more of just like everyone's hanging, the music is loud, but you can still talk, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the girls, they come, like, last weekend, that girl came up to me, she's like, what's your name? I'm like, Ryan. She's like, we should hang out sometime. Give me your number. And it was just like that.
yeah.
Bam.
And then you showed me those texts earlier. You were like, what are you doing this week? And she said, you. And you were like, sounds like a good time. And now you guys are setting up plans.
Right.
Yeah, solid shit. Yeah, overall, man, I just kind of wanted to, this isn't like a full-on, like, how to run social circle, but I just kind of wanted to share where we're at right now with this whole thing and just talk about it a bit and, hope
Keep it
you,
up to date.
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace. Dope. That'll be a cool vid.